Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Luke, and in this video I want to give you my impressions on the DJI Mic Mini. In particular, how good are they for motovlogging? For context, I'm not a videographer, I'm not a professional photographer, I'm not a sound engineer. I want something simple that I can clip on my chest, clip on my chin, attach to my motorbike, and just pick up some great sound and a great picture. And so I paired the Mic Mini with the DJI Action 3 camera. So you'll notice that the Action 3 camera, it's not the latest and greatest. The Mic Mini isn't the latest and greatest in sound technology. But for the type of vlogging that I was doing at the time, I wasn't sure if I wanted to make the leap and spend so much money up front. The Action 4 and the Action 5 were very tempting, as were the Insta360 and all the other things that you can get. But it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to invest if it's not something you want to do. I saw lots of YouTubers use the Mic 2s. They were the most popular ones, but again, when I looked at them for the receiver and the transmitter, it was just a little bit too expensive, a little bit more money than I wanted to spend at the time. But the Mic Mini I thought was quite a compelling package, newly released, one receiver, two transmitters. It seemed like a great option that wasn't as expensive. And so that's what I went with. And that's what I've been running for the last couple of months now, I think about 3 months now. Every bike ride, I take them with me and get it plugged in. I think for £145, this is a really great option. If, like me, you are not an audio or sound engineer, you just need something that's better than the stock microphones, then £145 versus the competitors that I looked at, I thought was a really good deal. Like I say, you get one receiver and two transmitters. It is really well packaged. So when it arrives, it comes in the little dust bag or the carry case, feels really nice and soft, feels premium quality. So really useful when I just want to chuck it in my backpack and arrive. It also carries my spare batteries for the camera. The case itself is a charging case. You can see the button, the light up on the front there, USB-C, which a lot of the technology that I run is now USB-C, so really useful when it comes to charging. In the 3 months, I've only had to charge this maybe twice, and that's me being more proactive, plugging it into the back just because I remembered, rather than it running out of battery. These microphones run for a long time, and you can see when you open it up, it lights up at the front. You have your receiver and transmitter slots here, as well as rubber bungs for the various ports. And it also comes with a USB-C adapter, or USB-C shoe, I think they call it, where you can put it on the bottom, plug it into your camera, or anything that is USB-C enabled. So really neat, satisfying click, feels really premium. And so with the overall packaging, really happy. It also pairs straight out of the box. So as soon as I remove the receiver and the transmitter, they pair automatically. And so in terms of the simplicity, which is what I was looking for, it ticked all of those boxes. There's minimal controls. So on the receiver, you have gain settings, and that is it. You can access more settings if you pair it to your iPad or iPhone or Android device through the DJI app. You have to pair that via Bluetooth, or you can plug it in by USB-C, and you can alter things like the noise cancellation, for example. Now, the transmitters themselves are very minimal. As you can see, you have the power button, you have the pair button, got a light on this side to tell you when it's been paired to the receiver, and you have a light on this side which will tell you when you have noise cancellation on. And all you have to do is push the button. When it lights up yellow, it's on, click it again, and it turns off. So again, really simple. Dead cats and the mufflers are optional. You can take them off if you want to, and both of them come with magnets if you want to clip it to your clothing, and it's also got the clip there as well. Okay, so audio, and you can probably hear this now. The audio straight out of the box, we're on -6, I think, in terms of gain. This is what it sounds like. pretty good. Again, not a huge amount of noise around. And I found when there isn't a lot of noise, and you've seen, if you watch any more of my other videos, when I'm riding around the city, doing 20, 30 miles per hour, the audio is good. I put it in my helmet and I can speak into it, and the audio is picked up really well with very minimal ambient noise. And as a motovlogger, I quite like having the motorbike noise just kind of rumbling in the background, and I think as an audience, you probably like to hear that as well. Now this is on basic noise cancellation. I've not tried it with the most advanced noise cancellation, but I'm going to. So in terms of the pros, price I was quite happy with. Well packaged for what you get, feels really premium. Pairs straight out of the box, so simple, ticking those boxes. Minimal controls, so that there's not a huge amount to play with. And the audio, when there's minimal background noise, I find is really, really good. It plugs into the Action 3 camera via USB-C, which doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world. But the most frustrating thing is it doesn't sit flush with the Action 3 camera, so you can't place it on any flat surfaces when it's plugged in, which is really, really annoying. When I'm trying to get shots from far away, or I'm trying to set up shots on a flat surface, this might be on a table, on a chair, anything, you can't do it on a flat surface. So, you know, this is part of the Action 3 camera's fault, which is it doesn't have Bluetooth, so I can't pair it by Bluetooth. But it's that kind of compatibility issue when I've got a DJI camera, I've got a DJI mic, and yet the user experience isn't great. I also find the receiver gets in the way of like the chest mount, for example, and depending on which way it's oriented, it's either pushing into my chest, so I have to angle the camera a bit further down so it's not on the chest, or if I angle it the other way, I find in the wide field of view, the lens can pick up just the edge of the receiver, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it does require a little bit more editing just to, and kind of cropping of that frame just to remove it. So it's these things that you don't really consider when you're purchasing it, but some things that you pick up as you begin to use it. I've also noticed that when the receiver's plugged in via USB-C, it doesn't always pick it up. So even when it's hardwired in, what will happen is you'll get a little microphone icon, and I'll show it, you get a little microphone icon on the screen to tell you that it's being picked up, and you can hear the volume. And what has been the case is when I've plugged it in, it doesn't pick it up. Now, this isn't the worst thing in the world if you have this case with you. If you're carrying it with you, what I found works is I need to put the receiver and the transmitter back in the charging case and then take it back out again, and then they seem to repair. The problem becomes when you don't have this with you. And there's been a few journeys where, you know, I've kind of gone out in a bit more of a rush, but I've picked up my receiver and my transmitter, I've plugged it into my camera, and away I go, and it picks it up. But then when I come off the camera, turn it, power it down, and power it back up again, it doesn't pick it back up, and I don't have this to get it repaired. I've not found a way around this. I've tried pairing the buttons, I've tried turning it off and on again, I've tried various different ways of powering down and powering it up, but sometimes it just doesn't pick up the receiver even when it is plugged in. So that is really annoying. The most important thing though, biggest frustration, is the audio cuts off when I'm riding the bike at higher speeds. And you noticed this in a previous video that I did when I was talking about the Nox armored shirt, and it was cutting out, and it did this twice on 2 separate journeys, and I isolated it to my environment where when I accelerate, when I'm on the dual carriageway, for example, the audio just cuts out and becomes really distorted, and it's really awful to listen to.
obviously being armoured, on the tighter side, and so is to get it to fit.
I haven't quite figured out how to overcome that. So I don't know if it's my gain settings, I don't know if it's the placement of the microphone, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the mic isn't powerful, it isn't strong enough to accommodate for the noises that I'm making. But that, for me, is the biggest drawback to these microphones. No matter how easy they are to use, if it doesn't pick up the audio when I need it to, then it really defeats the purpose of having them. So maybe it is a user issue, but what I am looking at is the Mic 2 as a result of that. And maybe that's why motovloggers are using the Mic 2, because they are that much better. But it is a little disappointing that this just wasn't meant to be. So I just want to interrupt this video, as since I recorded that, I've since gone back out and changed the noise cancellation to advanced, and also changed where the mic was placed to see if that would make any difference. So what you're going to see next is a snippet of that recording and what that audio sounded like, and then it'll move back to the original video. I know in the original video I said I hadn't tried it and I meant to try it. Well, this is me going out and trying it, so we'll see if the noise has improved any.
So in terms of this mic test, I've actually moved the mic as well further back into the helmet. So the microphone is on my left cheek. I thought maybe if it's at the front of the helmet, even though it's protected, it's still getting a lot of this front wind. So I thought I'd move it to the side, so it's about here on my cheek. We'll give it a go, see what the sound quality is like with stronger noise cancellation and when it's been moved. Hopefully I can find a way to get it to work. So what will be interesting this morning is, with the increase in wind, with me tackling dual carriageways, just what the mic can do with its noise cancelling capabilities. So let's go. So this is 40 miles an hour. I'd normally be getting popping and dropping audio, the usual. Pretty much what you heard in that first clip. How does it sound now? And I'll upload whatever the noise is, whether it's perfect, whether it's crap, I'll upload it so we can get a feel of what it is like.
Would I recommend the DJI Mic Mini? Well, for my setup, no. I don't think I can recommend the Mic Mini. If you are looking to do any motovlogging like me, then it's hard to recommend currently with the experience that I've had between the audio cutting out and the audio issues that I'm experiencing at the moment. Those are the biggest reasons to not get it. Second, the mounting options. If you are using an older camera like mine, the Action 3 camera, which doesn't have Bluetooth, then I think it's going to be a real headache trying to get it mounted correctly on a flat surface. For example, to record this video with the Action 3 camera, I've got it stacked on things just so I can have clearance from the receiver, which is silly. If you've got an Action 4 and Action 5 camera, or a camera that has Bluetooth, then maybe this is a good purchase. But again, it would really depend on your use. If you're doing something like this, just sitting in your room and you're recording audio, and there's minimal background noise, I'm sure it's absolutely fine, and it is absolutely fine. I'm sure when I take a look at this footage again and listen through, I'm going to be quite happy with the audio quality. But then would you be better off with a £20 microphone from Amazon or something that plugs in directly rather than spending £145 on this setup? It does come really nicely packaged, but again, the audio, I want something simple. I want something that I can take out the box, and other than maybe the gain setting, I don't want to have to faff on. So I'm going to take a look at the mic 2 and see if that works for me. I'm sure it will. In the meantime, I will continue to play around with the Mic Mini. I'll continue to play with the placement of the microphone, see what other information is out there. I've had the Mic Mini in my backpack, for example, and I still get popping noises, and I get clipping from the motorbike sounds. So I don't think it's where it is in the helmet, but I'll keep playing with it. If you are in the market for a Mic Mini, you are looking at these and you think it would suit you, sir, then there might be a deal to be struck, so do let me know. Other than that, thank you so much for giving this a watch. A like or subscribe or just sharing it with other like-minded people is the best and cheapest way that you can show support. It costs nothing, but it means a lot to me if you could do it. So thank you very much for giving this a watch. Have a fantastic rest of the week. Until the next one, speak to you soon.